Now at 11, a day of tragedy is coming to a close after conservative commentator Charlie Kirk was assassinated at a Utah university during a speaking event today. Thanks for being with us here at 11. I'm Preston Phillips. Charlie Kirk was speaking in front of thousands of supporters at Utah Valley University when a single shot was fired from a gunman on a rooftop, hitting the 31-year-old husband and father of two in the neck. He was rushed to the hospital by a security team in a private SUV and was pronounced dead at the hospital. And tonight, that gunman still has not been located. KOMO's Ryan Sims has been following these developments all day. He's live tonight at Westlake Center, where a vigil for Kirk was held tonight with dozens in attendance. Ryan?
And Preston, among those remembering Charlie Kirk is a local pastor who actually knew Kirk personally. He says his friend will be remembered, of course, not only as a political commentator, but also a spiritual leader. Prayer and a peaceful call to action after a stunning political assassination. Those at this vigil say there will never be someone like Charlie Kirk again.
His impact on our nation will be talked about in the history books in years to come.
If Charlie's voice has been silenced.
Pastor Russell Johnson knew Kirk personally. He says the violence that took his friend's life is a sign of a much larger tragedy.
We've got a political problem. We've got a spiritual sickness. It's a rot to the core. And Charlie spoke about these things.
Those who suddenly cleared their plans this evening to be here told KOMO they feel the same way.
He didn't cower to darkness or anything. He spoke the truth.
I want to talk about a couple things here.
Kirk's last time in Western Washington was back in May 2024.
I'm told that there's some sort of encampment happening on campus or something.
Speaking at UW, the line to see him was so long, it spanned through campus.
God wins.
And those who knew him say they still plan to carry out his message both politically and religiously.
The reality is they might be able to stop his voice, but they're not going to stop all of our voices.
And ahead of that vigil tonight, there were some worries that protesters would cause disruptions there, but in the end, everything was peaceful. Coming to you live from Westlake Center tonight, Ryan Sims, KOMO News.
As Ryan mentioned, Kirk's campus visits included Washington last spring. He spoke at the University of Washington in May of 2024. Hundreds of people showed up to see him. Outside the event, dozens of protesters gathered. There were no reports of arrests or any injuries. This is video tonight showing a heavy police presence in the aftermath of Kirk's assassination today. Charlie Kirk was at Utah Valley University as a guest speaker on campus. In response to the deadly shooting, the university has closed all campuses through Sunday. Students' assignments and exams will be delayed. The university says additional mental health support will be made available and all employees will continue to be paid during the closure. A new law in Utah allows residents 18 and older to openly or conceal carry firearms on college campuses as long as they have a valid concealed carry permit. House Bill 128, which took effect this year, expands previous rules that only allowed concealed carry. Campus police can still verify permits for those carrying openly, but the law applies to all public higher education institutions statewide. President Trump, meantime, released a 4-minute video on Truth Social addressing Charlie Kirk's assassination. The president called Kirk's death a dark moment for America.
For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now.
Utah's public safety commissioner says this was a targeted attack aimed at just one person. This video shows law enforcement on the roof of a building that overlooked where Kirk was speaking from, with police tape around it where the shooter is believed to have fired that shot. A person of interest who had been in custody has now been released, according to the FBI and local law enforcement. Since news of Charlie Kirk's assassination broke, lawmakers from across the nation have spoken out, many condemning the attack as vile and calling it a national tragedy. They emphasized that political violence has no place in America. President Trump, meantime, ordered all U.S. flags to fly at half-staff through Sunday in honor of Charlie Kirk. The order applies to the White House, public buildings, military posts, and U.S. embassies worldwide. The proclamation issued today marks a national tribute to Kirk's memory. Stay with KOMO News on air and online for continuing coverage and updates on this developing story surrounding the assassination of Charlie Kirk.